This episode on Sailing Popao.
COVID restrictions have been lifted.
This is crap.
We head to Double Island Point and make the most of our one day there. After about 2 months in lockdown on the Gold Coast, we were finally free to travel. We jumped at the opportunity and made our way up to Brisbane, where we could wait for a weather window to sail the 100 nautical miles up to Double Island Point. So we're just here in Brizzy on the south side. We just ran into Redland City Marina to do a huge shop. Thank you Jay and Leah who lent us their car for the day. We've budgeted for a few months food-wise, so it's pretty fun getting this ready. It's like feeling real now. With a very average weather window, we jumped at the opportunity to head north. Are we going somewhere?
We're moving. COVID restrictions have been lifted and we are headed to Double Island Point. Just at Raby Bay now, and we were going to go to the tip of Morden yesterday, but it was like 38 knot gusts and 4 metre swell, so we decided to stay here, which I'm glad we did. But that means we've got a longer leg to do now. So we're going to sail from here, Raby Bay, all the way straight through to Double Island Point. It's about 100 nautical miles. Probably take us about 17 hours or so. So it's
probably longer, I reckon, because that wind's going to drop right off. We've got about 15 now. 15
about
knots?
15, gusting to 20, swells 2 metres, dropping down as the day goes on. So it'll be our first full night sail. Equal distance to our Yamba sail. Hopefully it's a bit more predictable. But we've got 2 other boats, Manariki and Della Magic. Our other mate Selkie, they're already up there. They've been making us jealous and keeping the fire lit. So we're...
Corona Rally has begun.
Corona Rally has begun. So we're going and yeah, exciting. Very exciting. So
you don't look very excited.
Oh, you know.
Are you nervous?
There's always a bit of apprehension before you do a big sail like that.
Off we go. It's happening.
We were super keen to get a head start before every other cruiser in Queensland. However, the weather didn't want to have a bar of it.
We're just trying to trim the sails because Della Magic's catching us. This is not on. They're absolutely flying. They are a racing mono though, so they've got a massive keel. It's like draws 2.2 metres. 2.3. So we're doing 5.5 and they're doing about 6.5. So it's a very slow overtake, but it's happening and I don't like it. There they go, overtaking us very slowly. I'm taking the wind out of our sails. Just turn around and notice this huge rainbow behind us. I can see the end of it and it is like the brightest rainbow I've ever seen, I reckon. Okay, well that was a little bit rowdy, not very nice. So we were just coming through Moreton there and the land here is quite high so it blocks most of the wind, but there's one bit where it dips down and it exposes you right to the outside, and a massive gust came through and basically the same moment I was just having trouble with the autopilot. I just turned it off. I was about to hand steer and that gust hit us and we just rounded up. We were on the beam basically when that gust came through. I think it was like 28 knots the guy said in front of us, and we just took off. We were right next to a sandbank and a marker buoy, so definitely not ideal. Definitely feeling alive, don't you reckon, Michael? Well, were.
Feels like I just ate a whole bucket of KFC. I'm just like, oh.
So we've put a reef in the main. It's, you know, that textbook. If you think you should put a reef in, do it. We were talking about it for ages, and then yeah, we should have listened to our instincts. Thoughts, Michael? What would you do better?
Put a reef when you said we should reef.
Yeah.
We just got lazy and just said, oh, we'll just furl some of the heady in, it'll be fine. But
and we didn't even furl the heady in.
Did we?
No, we took the whisker pole off. Okay, we've just done a shift change. Michael's on watch. and we're doing 3 knots. The wind has just completely dropped out, and that's us. Dead calm. Just a little bit annoying.
What do you call it? Goldilocks?
Goldilocks. Too much wind.
Not enough wind.
Yeah, it's all over the shop. Currently out of action.
Nighttime ready. This is our first time we'll see the sunset on passage on our boat. We've done a night sail from about 10 p.m. This is the first time we're going to sail through the whole night. We've just turned one engine on just to get out of the channel at Moreton Bay with a bit of shipping movements and sandbanks. We just want to get out. Once we're out past the last channel marker, we can just set the sails and then turn the engine off and just cruise all night.
Yeah, and we don't have to make a bar, so
it should be about 10 to 15 knots from the southeast. The swell dropped right out. It was 4 meters this morning actually. Dropped right out now to about 1.5, 2 meters.
We've got a beautiful sunset happening over here. Container ship's leaving, so we've got the AIS on now, and just gonna watch this sun dip and try and get a bit of sleep before I have the midnight passage. Ugh.
2 more markers and we're out.
Nice,
One
and then
green.
we can turn the engines off.
1 green and 1 red, and then we go. Got 2 reefs in the main, so we can just sail all night without having to stress. We'd hate to get another little squall when one of us is sleeping.
And it's looking pretty squally too.
Yeah, first step towards coral reef.
Woohoo!
Under the boat.
Well, there's coral reef just there.
Yeah, but like proper coral. Coral.
Coral log.
Winds southeasterly at 10 to 15 knots, reaching up to 20 knots at times offshore north of Maroochydore. Seas are around 1 metre, increasing up to 1.5 metres. The first swell is expected to be easterly around 1.5 metres. The second swell is expected to be southerly.
So, shift change. One for the night watch. It is 6:40 p.m. Sun's gone down about an hour ago. Currently doing 4 knots. We've got 4 knots. We've got the heady poled out, furled as well, because we are getting gusts of up to 25 knots. So it's mainly 10 to 15, which would be great. We'd have full sail out normally, but it's very squally. And we don't really care what time we get there. The later we get there, the sun will be up, I guess. So yes. Anyway, so I'll give you a bit of an update, and wind's straight up the bum. So here we go.
JS Jaguar, this is sailing vessel Popao, copy on 16 over. Just a courtesy call letting you know that we'll be passing your bow shortly, double checking that you guys are anchored and there's no issue with that, over.
You can pass safely, it's no problem.
Shift change, the very down shift, and it is raining. Pretty crap. Looking forward to this one.
Not too bad.
Another shift change, just had an absolutely chaotic shift change. I dropped out for the last half an hour of my shift and was doing, I don't know, we were doing like 3 knots, 2 knots. And then just as Michael was getting ready, this bullet came through. It must have been like 30 knots. And it's just cranked us up, and I'd already let the heady out luckily. Let the main sheet out, and we're still doing like 9 knots, and Michael just came out and fell the main right in, so we've got like a slither of a main out, sorry, a slither of a heady and a slither of a main, and we're still doing like 6-7 knots, so pretty hectic right now. Hopefully it passes pretty quickly. Definitely pretty nervous right now. for sure the roughest we've been in, and yeah, not too fun, I must say. Definitely testing my wing on wing, shift change again.
I just had a big squall then, mainly just rain, pretty heavy rain, but fully kitted up for it. I just let the heady all the way out while Jess was asleep. So we've got a double reef main, full wing on wing, and a full fold out head sail, doing about 7 knots. Yeah, a bit of swell around. Yeah, we're doing well, just past halfway, done 55.5 nautical miles. We've been sailing for almost 11 hours now, so it's putting us there at 6:30 in the morning. Can't complain, downwind, pretty easy. Autopilot's keeping up with it, just giving it a little bit of a help support when it struggles. Anyway, Jess's turn.
Well, this is fun. Michael's in the nude. Which is pouring. Absolutely pouring down.
I'm glad I
This
took the
is not
thing
on the
out.
forecast. This is crap.
With 2 opposing swells, we had a very rowdy start to our sailing season. But it was all forgotten as we watched the sun rise over the ocean and the wind dropped enough to be able to use the autopilot again.
Michael, big frazzle.
Correct. Cannot wait till this is over. So I can go to have a proper sleep. We're going, what, 17.5 hours now. Averaging 5 knots. Just about to clock over 90 nautical miles.
Here goes the autopilot again.
Our first basically full sail. We've never really sailed the whole passage.
We actually sailed last night. We did so many sail changes. Look at the weather. It's still rough as. It's fine. It calmed down the last 2 hours, but it's just been crazy. Absolute craziness. What are we sitting on? 5 knots still?
5-ish.
Beautiful morning. Wow.
Oh, there it is.
What?
Double island. It is Double Island Point. Epic spot. 18 hours later. It's been a long night of a lot of sail changes and squalls and rain. Big bird. What's going on, big bird?
I'm about to fall off my perch. I'm so tired.
Really
How
there.
amazing is this?
Pretty cool.
Beautiful sunrise. Beautiful spot. Rocks are crazy. They're like big lava rocks or something. We don't need to be motoring right now, but we're just so over it and we're so close.
95.5 nautical miles and been going for 19 hours right there.
Ooh. So it's pretty crazy. That boat kept popping up on our AIS just randomly and dropping off. So I don't know if they're having issues or turning their radio off or something, or turning their AIS off. But it would just pop up randomly. We didn't know what was going on. We've sailed next to them all night basically, and they're right there, and we couldn't see them.
They left Mooloolaba halfway.
It's pretty oh, they came out Mooloolaba. Pretty scary that you can sail all that way at night, and then we only see them when the sun comes up. Like, see how things happen.
Our anchorage for the night, Double Island Point Lagoon, hasn't always been here. It's a shifting sandbar that has formed over recent years to provide an excellent anchorage for yachties and will no doubt be washed away again in coming years.
We made it, Big Bird.
Oh, Big Bird. Big Bird has been leave from post.
Selkie.
This excellent Nelly all-weather anchorage is a great place to stop and spend some time while waiting for good conditions to cross one of the most notorious coastal bars in Queensland, the Wide Bay Bar.
Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone.
We didn't waste any time. With ideal crossing conditions the following day, we had a quick power nap before heading out to explore the nearby green zone, Wolf Rock.
The knife off everything. You're ready. Take a scare, take it on.
If I could take you back to
Located just 2 kilometres off Double Island Point, Wolf Rock was classified as a marine sanctuary in 2003 due to its healthy population of grey nurse sharks. A huge thanks to our mates from Selkie and Manariki for covering us with this excellent drone footage until we can replace our broken one. If you enjoyed this episode, you can really help us out by liking and commenting on our video. If you'd like to further support our productions, be sure to check out our Patreon page for bonus episodes, updates and perks. A huge thanks to our current patrons for your ongoing support, and welcome on board Jamie, Craig, Alan and Jeffrey. Cheers guys.
What is he doing? What does he do?
Smash his
It's
face
glass.
into the glass.
It's a fish.
That's not real.
This right here is real boat life. Cleaning shower water out of the bilges. We just wanted a beer, that's it. So we put the beers down here to store, and I had a shower underway the other day, and it must not have triggered the float switch. What are you thinking, Michael?
You should be sponging this
Do you want a rum? We couldn't have a beer, so rum's gonna have to do. Cheers. But it's a whole new meaning to shower beers. They're all out of the build, so they need to be cleaned because they stink.
Oh well, that's a relief. Everything spins, no warnings anymore.
So yeah, in the bad books this morning, Mark is not very happy with me. He spent all of yesterday afternoon fixing the drone, replaced the motor, got it working again. He put it on this shelf just here, and I hung my towel up here this morning, and it fell down, caught this, and flipped upside down and smashed on the floor. And yeah, it's not working anymore at all. So all that time yesterday he spent fixing it basically for nothing. So